Some people say you can put water in. Some people even cry when you put it in with Coca-Cola. But the correct answer is you drink this any way you want. So if you love Coca-Cola, you go for it. You want your ice, your water. You want chocolate milk. Some people might, give you the side eye, but if you like it, you go for it. But if you are going to drink it straight, we're going to give you a few tips on how to do that with 5 steps. So the first step, there we go. So the first step is we're going to look at the colour. So you're going to hold it up to the light. You're going to look at the colour. Not only does it make it look like you know what you're talking about, the colour can tell you a lot about the whiskey. So if you have a very light coloured whiskey, then there's a good chance it was in a bourbon cask. Or it just wasn't in the cask very long. Maybe it's a 5-year-old, maybe something like that. If it's a very dark whiskey, it's a good chance it's a sherry cask, or maybe it's a bit older, maybe it's a 50, maybe it's an 80. The next step is we're going to take out, we're going to swirl, and that's going to show us the body of the whiskey. So when you swirl, there should start to be a line form. There you go. And as the line forms, little drips will come down. You'll see that, little drops. These are called the legs. Now, if a whiskey has lots of legs, then we say it is light bodied, and that means it's got not a lot of oils. If you go like that and there's very few legs, then it is a heavy bodied whiskey. Okay, so whiskey experts say this is the most important step, and now we're going to nose the whiskey. You already nosed it. If we put our nose to the whiskey, you should be smelling alcohol, which makes a lot of sense. Because it is 40% whiskey, the first thing you're going to get is a strong alcoholic kind of smell. So what you do is then take another sip, another smell, and keep your mouth slightly open. And maybe if you smell something else, it's not very scientific, but it can reset your nose. And now you should be getting a less alcoholic kind of smell, and you should be getting to smell some of the aromas we talked about in the upper rooms, that vanilla, that peat and stuff like that. Yeah? Okay, now step number 4 is the one you've all been waiting for. We're going to finally drink the whiskey. So in Scotland, we don't say cheers, we don't say prost, we say slanjavar, which is Gaelic for to your good health. So ladies and gentlemen, slanjavar.
Slanjavar.
Right, so again with this, like what you said with the nosing, the first one you're going to get is probably going to taste a lot of alcohol. So take another sip, take a third sip. It takes 3 or 4 sips before you can really decide if you like the whiskey. You should be getting the flavours as that comes along. The last step is, of course, the finish, and that is how a whiskey tastes afterwards. So if you are already starting to lose the taste of your whiskey now, that aftertaste, that is a short finish. If you're still tasting it and you're tasting it into tomorrow morning, that is a long finish. So now we're going to talk about the man who put this impressive room together. This is the Clive Diaz collection, and this is the man here. He was a Brazilian CEO, and he was given 5 whiskies here. These were the 6, sorry, I should like to count. The 6 whiskies here, and he was given to them by a friend, and the legend says that a friend told him to only open them with people who really care about whiskey. As you can see, he not only did not open them, he didn't open any of the ones he'd collected hereafter. He collected 3,400 whiskies, which are all here today, which we think is pretty impressive. But in 2006, he decided he wanted a good home for them. He had enough of them. They were needing to go back to their home. As they say in Brazil, the good son returns home, and in my view, the collection is back with its family now. And that's why Diageo in 2006 bought it for an undisclosed amount of money. They will not tell you how much they paid for it, no matter how many times you ask them. And they housed them here, back where the collection belongs, as we did. So, if you want to have a little look at the collection, we've got the original 6 here, and we've got the oldest 2 bottles here. So guys, just go around and have a look, little take of the photos. Any questions, ask me, but before you get started, we don't want anyone to leave empty-handed here at Scotch Whisky Experience, so we're going to let you keep these glasses. 1, because it means I don't have to do the washing up, and 2, it's a little keepsake where you can remember us. So I'm going to come around with some cardboard boxes, and you'll be able to keep your glasses. Okay, guys?